Despite the idea of how wonderful it would be to have psychic powers, one fact remains clear. If you have psychic abilities, keep the secret to yourself. For a long time, people have been interested in psychics and psychic skills. Stories, folklore, and modern media all capture people's imaginations. Being able to see into the future, talk to the dead, or access hidden information is all very appealing because it gives us a tantalizing look into what is beyond our normal senses. However, there is a lot of doubt and debate in the psychic world, especially when it comes to public psychics who say they have superpowers. This video explores the reasons why public psychics are likely to be fraudulent and argues that if real psychics exist, they would have compelling reasons to keep their abilities hidden. Public psychics, or people who do readings, forecasts, and mediumship for groups of people, usually do it for attention and money. Even though they claim psychic powers, there is a lot of evidence that many are just tricksters. One of the most common tools psychics use is cold reading, which is a set of techniques that let the reader get information about a person that seems very detailed. People who do cold reading use general comments, body language, and educated guesses to figure out what someone is thinking. A psychic might say, "I sense you have experienced a loss recently," which is something that a lot of people will relate to. A competent cold reader can make it seem like they have deep, personal insights by focusing on small clues like a person's clothing, behavior, or mental state. On the other hand, in a hot reading, the psychic obtains information about the client ahead of time, sometimes through study or helpers, and then presents it as if it were psychically inspired. These techniques can give the impression of psychic ability, but they are really just tricks and manipulations of the mind. With the rise of social media and the internet, it's easier than ever for psychics to get detailed information about people. This makes it even harder to tell the difference between real insight and facts that have already been studied. Public psychics' use of such dishonest methods hurts their credibility and makes people question their supposed abilities. Expert research supports this suspicion. Ray Hyman, a psychologist, wrote in 2007 about how the Barnum effect affects how accurate people think psychic readings are. This effect occurs when people perceive vague general comments to be personally meaningful. When this cognitive bias is present, people are more likely to think that the psychic is telling the truth, even if the psychic's predictions are true for most people. Hyman's work and the work of other psychologists, such as Richard Wiseman, demonstrate how important it is to understand these psychological concepts when judging psychic claims. Be wary of public psychics because there isn't any proof for their claims. When put through controlled scientific tests, psychics often fail to show their skills in a way that doesn't allow cheating or bias. In double-blind tests, where neither the psychic nor the subject of the study know important facts, psychics often have little chance of accuracy. James Randi and other well-known debunkers have revealed many self-proclaimed psychics by doing the same things they did, but without using supernatural methods. A big reward was up for grabs in Randi's $1 Million Challenge. Anyone could show verifiable psychic skills in controlled conditions and win the prize. The challenge was never claimed, which shows how hard it is to prove psychic claims. Also, the fact that public psychics do this for money makes people question their honesty. With its promises of insight and comfort, the psychic business can be very profitable, which can encourage con artists to take advantage of people who are looking for help. Abuse hurts the credibility of real psychic phenomena and exploits clients' mental and financial health. People who are grieving, unsure, or going through a personal crisis may turn to psychics for help or direction, which makes them easy to trick. Taking advantage of these kinds of weaknesses has very bad moral effects, and the fact that fraud is so common in business makes people even less likely to trust it. If there are genuine psychics, they may choose to conceal their abilities for valid reasons. Firstly, disclosing your psychic abilities to others could potentially expose you to significant risks. Governments, businesses, or crime groups could use individuals like these for espionage, profit-making, or other illicit activities. People would be willing to pay a significant amount for the ability to read thoughts or predict future events, which could potentially result in coercion or even jail time. In both historical and fictional accounts, powerful beings who want to take advantage of psychic abilities frequently pursue them. Real psychics might stay low-key and use their skills in secret to avoid being caught because they are afraid of being taken advantage of. Second, real psychics can maintain their edge over other people by keeping things secret. Having psychic powers could give you an advantage in many areas of your life, from business talks to personal relationships. Real psychics can use their skills without drawing attention to themselves. This prevents those who wish to exploit or harm them from doing so. For example, knowing what will happen in the future could help you make smart choices about investments, job moves, or how to deal with other people. By keeping their powers a secret, psychics can see the world from a different angle, free from other people's demands and expectations. Publicizing psychic abilities could also significantly impact culture and society. People in society might respond with fear, doubt, or hostility, which could lead to being shunned or persecuted. There are many examples in history of people who faced terrible consequences because they had unusual knowledge or skills. For example, during the witch hunts of the early modern period, many people were punished and often killed because they were thought to be doing supernatural things. So the fear of social backlash could be a strong reason for real psychics not to come forward. As late as now, saying you have psychic skills could get you laughed at or left out of social situations. This implies that it is preferable to remain unnoticed than to risk doing so. People are still interested in the idea of psychic skills, but there is a lot of evidence to suggest that a lot of public psychics are fake and rely on tricks instead of real psychic abilities. For people who think they have real psychic skills, the risks and adverse things that might happen if they show them probably outweigh any possible benefits. Psychics who are real have strong reasons to stay hidden, including the need to protect themselves, keep strategic benefits, and avoid social consequences. So the world of psychics remains a secret, and skepticism is needed to keep people from taking advantage of and lying to others. As we continue to explore the limits of what humans can do, it is important to approach the psychic world with a critical mind, able to tell the difference between real psychic phenomena and fake ones created by people who want to take advantage of our interest in the unknown.